So we wanted an open plan kitchen living space. So currently the house didn't have a dining table near the kitchen, so you had to carry everything through to the other side of the house when you wanted to eat. And obviously we wanted more space, and we wanted more light in the new living area, and wanted to be able to admire the view in the garden.
Yeah, and also just having an open space with the children, and being able to cook and look after the kids at the same time was quite important to us, because pre-COVID, Harry was working in town, so it was pretty tricky for me to do cooking and watch the kids, and so it was nice. It's nice to have an open space where you can watch them while you're getting on with stuff.
There was costs spiraling out of control.
I didn't even think of that.
I know I know people, friends of mine, that have had extensions done, and what you're quoted is often half of what you end up paying. And we had a very limited budget, as you know, so that was the main concern.
Mine was not so. I didn't really think of that one. Mine was the length of time we'd have to wait, because I'm really impatient. So when Harry mentioned, that we were finally getting the extension, we'd be able to afford it. Mine was how long it would take for the builders to start the work, and it really wasn't that long with Bradley Builders, which was amazing. And also the length of time it would take to do it. We were having sort of nightmares of it taking a year, and it didn't, so that was great.
We liked the quote because it was quite simple. It included everything, so we got a lot of quotes. We got about 10 quotes actually, and some of them were obviously, as usual, as you'd expect, just totally out of your budget. But most of them didn't include everything. We'd have to end up sourcing other, Bradley included the doors and everything, like more, which is more than most quotes include, because obviously we sourced our own kitchen and flooring and things like that, but the actual structural build was all included. And even some of the quotes, it gave an allowance for like 5 skips or something, or 2 skips, and so if you go over that, that you don't know if you're going to go over that, and then that would be added on. Or like the architraves and the skirting weren't included, little bits like that you just want to be completely included, so you're not having to think about that later on down the line. Obviously it came within our budget as well, and we like that you're a fairly big company, because if you've got 1 or 2 guys doing it, they're not going to be as set up for such a big build.
Say that we passed I think it was a dentist that you guys had done, and every time we passed it, Harry would stop the car and have a look up and keep going on about it, and that's what sort of prompted us to do the extension in the end, and that's how we came to find you guys. So Harry seemed quite impressed with it. Not that you know much about extensions, but
I biked past there on the way to work, and then every day I could see that something else had been done, so that's always a good sign, isn't it, with a build? Yeah,
definitely. I think so. Yeah, I didn't really have that many expectations really. I kind of went in there feeling a bit more pessimistic about like how long it would take and the mess and the delays, and also we'd heard in general that builders were struggling with finding materials, and that's what I worried about, but it never really came to that. We never had massive problems with anything like that with you guys, so definitely it did meet our expectations, I think. Definitely.
Yeah, we're loving it.
It's weird, I can't imagine how we'd be living without it, as dramatic as that sounds. We'd be fine, but it's weird thinking, it'd be totally different, wouldn't it? Now we've got so used to it. I can't imagine life without the extension now.
Like I said before, it's like we're constantly looking at the garden now, and there's a nice view of the graveyard of all the trees to the left, which we've got a good angle onto because we've got the side window, and we just were missing all that before, all the light, all the kind of nature. We were kind of stuck in a cave almost.
Yeah.
Even you know, we had the room that we call the playroom was the lightest room, and now it's the second lightest room, but you know, we don't consider that much of a light room anymore because this room's so light. And when we opened up, we didn't have the heating yet, but we opened up the space when it was you know, ready to open up. And immediately you could see Rudy had a bit of a new lease of life, didn't he? It's like he was an uncaged animal. We'd been living you know, with your kitchen on your dining table for so long.
And we have already.
Oh, right, okay.
Not our actual neighbours, but the people that live opposite were searching. So they came to the garden the other day and had a look in. And yeah, we've already recommended you, so definitely would.